Okay, body shaming is when someone criticizes or make negative comments about another person's body size or shape. Now, it can happen in various forms, such as making fun of someone's weight, height, skin color, or any physical feature. Now, body shaming can have harmful effects on a person's mental and emotional well-being, leading to low self-esteem, body image issues, and even mental health problems. Now, it's essential to promote body shaming in a negative light, and people should accept positivity and acceptance, celebrating diversity and respecting everyone's unique appearance and individuality. I am Jumai Manson. Welcome to Insight Today. Do not go anywhere. The program continues shortly. Stay tuned. Like I said, it's Insight Today on Global Television, and I'm not doing it alone. I have a guest, and she is Amina Jibril, and she is an entrepreneur, and we'll be looking at this very sensitive topic that has to do with body shaming and the impact of low self-esteem and what he has done and how you can bounce back and get yourself back together. Hi, Amina. How are you doing today?
Hello, Jumai. I'm fine. How are you?
I am fine. It's great to have you on the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, on short notice. Now, tell me, what do you understand by body shaming?
You have rightly said what body shaming means. Generally, when people just say things about your weight, your height, or even how you look. And which can have some kind of effect on people.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And I want to put you on the spot. Have you ever been body shamed before?
Oh, okay, look at me. Do you think I have been body shamed? Of course, I have been body shamed several
Really?
Yes,
really?
I have.
But people should...
like, you're too fat. At some point, I had to tell my aunt that, you know what, I am FAP. I'm fat and proud.
Oh, wow. I think I like that, Amina. Fat and proud. But really, people should understand that we have our own uniqueness.
Yes.
I cannot, if you're slim, do you think you'll be as beautiful as you are? I think accepting it is the problem. You know, it takes someone that really understands that this is something you have to deal with as an individual, that this is me. You have to accept me for who I am, don't you think?
Yes, but I think it's hard for people to... When you get that enough, like every time, for me, example, every time I wear a dress and from family, friends, and you'll be like, oh, this dress will have been better if you were slimmer. You get that from the moment it's not getting to you, you wouldn't know. I think it's psychological, and then it begins to affect you. You're not bothered from the beginning, and as they keep telling you that, or subconsciously it begins to affect you, and you begin to feel bad about your body. But what I learned, like I told you, what I learned from my aunt, at some point I got fed up, and I'm like, you know what? I am fat and proud.
You're fat and proud. But you know what, Amina? You know, in this journey of body shaming, it takes someone who is determined to understand that, hey, this is who I am, and you have to accept me for what you see. I'm unique in my own special way. How did you deal with insecurity?
It wasn't easy, to be honest, because like I told you, you get it from your family. So even from dressing from home, as you're dressing from your house, so there's somebody to tell you that, oh, this look, are you going out like this? And I'm like, what's wrong with it? Oh, don't you see that it's bringing out your shape, one thing or the other, something. They have something to just say. And it wasn't easy for me from the beginning. I don't know how I got to that stage of telling my aunt, you know what? I am fat and proud. And since the day I said that to her, I don't care about what anybody's going to say about how I look. It's just the weight for me. And they keep telling me that, oh, you're weighty. Aren't you working on your body? Aren't you doing this? Won't you exercise? Won't you do this? And I'm like, oh my God.
You stop it already.
Exactly. Like, okay, why am I not telling you to eat up to get fat? I gained some weight at least.
But you know what? When you hear these sort of things from outsiders, it shouldn't bother much because you have the support system of family who you can always run to. I have a younger sister, by the way. Growing up, she was very slim. And everyone will say, oh my goodness, you're so slim, and she was like, oh Jumai, you know. And then funny enough, you know, marriage does wonders. It changes and transforms one, especially when you're growing up and all of that. And at a point, some of her friends who body shamed her in the secondary school saw it and was like, wow, you're curvy, you're beautiful, and all of that. You know, coming from an outsider, you can actually wiggle your way around it. But having the support of family members who will tell you, don't listen to them. Are you kidding me? I always told her, Isha, if I look at your pointed nose, like, please give me this. You took the genes of our grandparents, our great-grandparents who were Fulani, as in, you are so beautiful. She had that support, that love to overcome. Now, you being as in, getting all of these remarks from family, how were you able to cope? How were you able to balance it all at a point? Very important to know.
You see, unlike your sister, she had the support of family.
Yes, she did.
But on my own side, although not all family members would cut your neck, but a few of them would say that to you. And yeah, it's really disheartening that you dress from home and you're already getting that, and then you begin to wonder, okay, so if from home I'm getting this, what's going to be, how's the picture going to be outside? So it's not easy. And then sometimes you just have to go out, and even if you go out, you still see people who say, oh, you're fat, and then when you're even complimented, you feel, oh, this person is just saying it to make me feel good.
But do you think it has anything to do with jealousy or envy? Look at you, you're not, I'm surprised. People say you're fat, but really you have the curves in the right places. You feel people are just envious of the fact that you're well structured or well made. Do you think it has anything to do with that?
When it comes to that, sometimes so many thoughts comes to mind. You think of the jealousy too. And maybe for some people, you can't say for sure, but for some people, yes, I think there's jealousy. Because somebody would actually want to be like you and they admire you. But then they just have to say something about you because people are saying something about you. So I think jealousy is also part of it. Jealousy is part of people body shaming. Because let's say fat. Now we know that when you have the curves, the figure eight,
exactly,
is the in thing. But for me, I am just fat. And then the other person who is slim, you get people who body shame them and say, oh, you're slim. Why are you slim? Why don't you eat? You're eating vegetables, just vegetables, and you don't want to get fat. So, okay, would we say that is also jealousy? So I think jealousy plays because somebody just wants to complain about you. And that's how jealousy comes into play. So
exactly. And then for some people, they try to get popularity when it comes to body shaming others. I see that maybe they want that ground of, you might be wondering, okay, Jumai, where are we getting to with this? Well, humor. You might just see someone and you just want to say something like, oh my goodness, look at this fat person, look at the hair, look at the color, look at something, just to get that people around to laugh. I'm like, oh my goodness, to just get that, be the center of attraction, which is not it. Forgetting the fact that you're hurting someone else's feelings and all of that. And you know, most people do not have that strength to come out and say to you, stop it. Some will just go back into their shell. And it has a negative impact. So what negative impact did it have on you at a point before you outgrew this and you said to yourself, no, I am fabulous and I am fat, or whatever you see?
At some point, I would say it made me timid for a very long period. I didn't want to socialize. I just want to be in the room because I'm thinking, okay, if I'm going out, what do I wear? What will people say?
I understand.
So it made me, and then even if I get to go out, I don't want to be in the spotlight. I just want to be in a place where nobody will even notice me. But then, like I said, with the kind of work I was doing, I just have to be out there. So at some point I told myself, God created me like this for a reason, because from birth, I think my sisters would say, right from childhood, I've been fat. They even called me a name. They have a name for me. So since I said, okay, this thing has been right from childhood. So, and not like I've not tried working out. And not like I've not tried
it just didn't work.
It just didn't work. So I told myself, this is how God wants you to be. So why worry?
But I want to ask you a question, Amina. You know, I always say to myself, we sometimes as Africans, we're sometimes misled by what we see, all these, the foreigners and all of that. They plant a particular picture in our head. Well, you know, we Africans, we love to joke around. We love to just say this. Not like we mean it. We just tease you, and then the person takes it to heart because you hear that, oh my God, that's body shaming. And then you have that. Don't you think that was what was played? And they were just saying, Amina, please, you're just teasing you. They didn't mean it to get into your head. Don't you think so? There's a big difference.
And like I said, when it's repetitive, it begins to mean something. It begins to have effect on you. If that person is just saying it, maybe he just said it once or says it once, I don't think it will have any ripple effect on the person. But it becomes repetitive, and that's what most people do. Imagine that I come here every day, you see me every day, and you have to tell me, remind me that I'm fat.
Really?
Yes. So even if I don't, maybe the first day you say it, and I see, oh, it's normal, and then you keep saying it, I begin to read meanings to it.
Okay, so now how did you get to the point of I'm fabulous and I'm fat and fabulous?
I said I'm fat and proud.
I'm fat and proud. How did you get to that point? I mean,
it was too much. It was getting to a point I could not handle anymore. And from one person, like I said, my aunt, she was
I'm sure she didn't mean any harm.
I don't know, but she was just on my neck. That you're fat. She says it in Hausa.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm just like, Auntie, I'm fat and proud. And
it just came out?
It just came out like that, and I stuck to that. So anyone who says, you're fat,
I'm fat and proud. All right, you just heard it from Amina. Let's quickly go on a very quick break, and we'll come back and talk more about body shaming. And don't go anywhere. It's Inside Today on Global Television. Stay tuned. Right, you're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Inside Today on Global Television, and we're looking at some very sensitive issues that has to do with body shaming and the impact of low self-esteem. Yes, a lot of people have faced body shaming directly or indirectly from family, from loved ones and friends, but some it has really hit home. Some would just tell you, okay, I'm going to wave it off. I'm just going to get by. But some take it to the extreme. And we're talking about it. And I'm here with Amina Jibril. And Amina, she says she was a victim. But now she said she's fat and proud. Funny enough, I don't see you as that kind of fat kind of girl, really.
Sometimes I wonder too.
Seriously.
Sometimes I wonder too. And I'm like, I see people who are fatter than I am. And I'm like, okay, so where's this coming from?
But really, Amina, you know, someone just said something, and she says body shaming is body shaming. It doesn't matter whether you mean it or not, or you tease about it, or you just say it in a passive way and you just wonder. People just take it so hard. Don't you think that we've gotten to this point whereby we allow our mental states to be poisoned by some comments that we hear? Like, people will tell you, oh, my mental health is being affected, oh, this and that. I think that's the main thing, don't you think?
No, I think as it is, so many people go through a lot of things. Okay, maybe you're going through some kind of financial issues or some kind of relationship issues, and the last thing you want to hear is somebody telling you you have a big tummy. Maybe it's actually bothering you that you have a big tummy. Then you have these issues too. And the person is topping it with reminding you that you have such an issue. So it's psychological. I'm not a psychologist, so I don't know how, but I think it has a way of hitting you.
Home, I understand.
Because it reminds you, you might know that it's a problem, or might not even think it's a problem. But then when the person keeps saying it to you, and then you begin to think, okay, I have a problem, and I have other problems, so it just compounds a whole lot of things on one's head. And
Okay, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you two questions, all encompassed in one. Now, for someone out there who just does it just for the fun of it, it doesn't mean any harm. Just to say, "Oh my God, you're so dark. Look at this dark girl. Go away from here." That's what. And someone who actually does it and means it. So, what would you tell that person that just says it to an individual every single day, just for the fun of it, and not because the person thinks that he's causing harm to that
now,
person?
even if you're saying it for the fun of it, like I said, some people, you don't know what people are going through. So if you're saying it for the fun of it, maybe if you're able to tell the kind of situation the person is, maybe the person is not moody, you could tell that the person is not moody when you see somebody. So if you see that that person is not moody and you make such jokes, I think there should be no harm. But when you're getting to somebody to the point where the person is, I don't know, the person is not just in a mood, and you tell the person, see how dark you are. I mean, sometimes you want to even pour transfer aggression. So that might just be the right avenue for you to transfer the aggression or whatever you're going through
To that person.
to that person and all that.
Now, for someone out there who is going through what you actually went through, a phase of your life which you overcame, did you do it by yourself, Amina, at this point?
For like I said, some family members also helped, because my sisters would say, right from childhood, you've always been fat. And it's not just the fat part, but they say you like to eat.
I was gonna.
So you like to eat, and you don't eat, you eat everything. And I asked my sister once that, okay, so is it bad to eat? And she's like, no, it's not bad to eat. You could actually, eating is good, but maybe eating in the right proportion. And the way she said it in a subtle way got to me rather. And I just told myself, okay, I see people who are fatter than I am. So why should it even bother me? If this person is fatter than I am, and here I am here, and then I see people who are fatter than I am dressing fine, and they dress well, you see them, they're presentable. So why is my own different? I just say, you know what, I am fat and proud.
That cracks me up every time. Now, for someone out there who has allowed this to get into their head, like for someone who have been body shamed for a period of time and later starts seeing what individuals are talking about. You know, when body shaming starts, you don't really see it. You just wonder, what are you talking about? Are you kidding me? You just said I'm fat. I don't see it. Then later on, when you keep saying it over and over again, then you begin to see it, and you begin to wonder, really, I am fat, or really, I am very dark, or really, I need to stop eating. Oh my goodness, my arms, I can't wear sleeveless, I can't wear jeans. Oh my goodness, every little thing counts. How do you go about snapping out of it?
I told myself at some point that we are all created in our own unique ways. That Mr. A is fat or I am fat doesn't mean I can't do what they are doing. Doesn't mean I can't dress the way I want to dress. So I think what other people should do is just you first. It should be you first before you. Yes, sometimes you have to think about what people will say, but then put yourself first, which was what I did.
But sometimes, I mean, it's hard to put yourself first. Other people's opinion actually overweighs you putting yourself first.
True.
Sometimes
it's quite hard. Like I said, it's quite hard for you to put yourself.
Because these individuals have said you are fat. So how do I convince myself that I am not fat when their voice, it's in my head?
Okay, I'll always use myself as an example because we're talking about what I went through.
Exactly.
So it was getting to me. And then, like I said, I see other people who are fatter than I am. And I know that, okay, it's not like I'm obese.
No.
So why should I be worried? What makes me happy? What should I do that would not bother me about what people are saying? And I said, okay, this is how, since from birth I've been like this, so why should I even worry? So it shows that that's how I was created. So I just told myself, since you're created this way, you shouldn't bother. Just be you, just be happy. And don't bother about what people say. That's why I say put yourself first. There should be something that will link you to putting yourself first. For me, I said I was created that way. So that was the link for me, putting myself first.
Now, Amina, for someone who is going through this, who doesn't know how to snap out of it. It could be a male, it could be female. A lot of also male individuals actually go through body shaming. I think it's more on the women.
I think it's the way you say short man, he's short. What will I do with a short man?
What will I do with a short man? Really, but, well, love conquers all. You don't know. You're something you do not like, I will love. Something I love, you will not like. So it depends. But looking at this critically, someone who is actually going through this and saying to his or herself, oh goodness, they keep telling me I'm short. One keeps telling me I'm very tall. One keeps telling me I have a big feet, big teeth, or I'm too dark, I'm too fair. You know, a lot of things. People can. No one is perfect.
True.
A lot. You get all of these comments. As it leads to build, like when you find it hard, when kids will tell you that this person is saying this sort of negative thing, it's having an impact, and it could. Sometimes it can lead to suicide.
True.
It could lead to a lot of issues. I mean, are serious. Now, someone who is going through that right now, what can you tell that person who is listening to you?
Okay. You see, for example, people who are fat, you could actually do something to get slimmer. People who have maybe a dark tooth or yellow tooth, you could wash your teeth or something. People who, there are so many things you could work on, but if you're short, how do you get tall?
Exactly. Wear heels.
For a man, you wear what?
I'm trying to think right now.
Okay, so that's why I would say you first, because it is you before anybody, and then God
Very
created
true.
us. He created you to be short, fat, slim, whatever. So there's a reason for it. So why worry? People will always talk. If you go, people who are slim, people still body shame them. If you're fat, people body shame you.
True.
You're dark, you're body shame.
If you have tribal marks like me.
You're body shame. So how do you do? So you just put yourself first. And then you love yourself the way you are. And then remember that this is how God wants you to be. And that's just it.
I like the fact that you said, remember that this is how God wants you to be. Now, for individuals out there who actually body shame individuals, remember, encouraging body shaming is wrong in all levels. Now, we should understand that we have different cultures. We are diverse when it comes to various body size, tall, short, slim, thin. It doesn't matter. All in all, just embrace your self-confidence. And I mean, like you said something. You said, remember that this is how you were created and you cannot change it. I cannot be tall overnight. I cannot be fair overnight, or I cannot be dark overnight, except there's some enhancing things that you can use. But at the same time, but I think for individuals who in their mind they feel, oh, I'm being body shamed, work on yourself. You can try as much as possible to exercise. You can try, not because of anyone else.
Exactly.
And not because someone is actually telling you you are too fat or you're too slim. Do it for yourself. Do it for you. Your health is important. Like you said, exercise doesn't work for you.
It doesn't.
But
eating healthy, I'm still eating healthy. So but I'm still the way I am.
You're perfect, please. I think we should all try as much as possible to understand that positivity and confidence is key. Trying to understand that building culture of kindness and empathy goes a long way. You know, Amina said something very crucial. She said, you do not know what someone is going through. You have no clue what that person is thinking about. And then when you body shame this individual, it hits home. Sometimes it could be detriment to that person's life. That person could be on a suicidal trip. It just needs a trigger. Please let your words not be a trigger. All right, thank you all so much for being a part of the program Inside today. I mean, I've had an amazing time with you today.
Same here.
Amina Jibril, and of course she is an entrepreneur. Thank you for sharing your part of your story.
And thank you for listening to me too.
Which is funny, by the way.
That I am fat and proud.
Yes, she is fat and proud. And of course, we should be, whatever we are, we should be proud as long as it gives succor, as long as it encourages someone, and as long as it is a word of positivity and confidence. Let's be our brother's keeper, please. Let's not body shame. Try as much as possible to understand that we are created in our own special way, and God created each and every one of us. So who are we to question his creation? All right, now it's a wrap on Insight today. I've had an amazing time. Thank you again, Amina.
And thank you for having me.
Have an amazing day ahead. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you all so much for being part of the program. Please do not body shame anybody. And remember, positivity and confidence is key. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.